All right, so we're all done with your planner. We are all done going through your lessons, grading all your assignments. One thing that Mom asked me to do with you during your meetings was take some time to work on Latin reading, okay? So let's take a few minutes and work on Latin reading together, and I'll just have you practice reading and making good pronunciation of your reading, and then we'll talk about the translation a little bit. We'll look at lesson 11, which you're already finished with, and we'll just work on it and try to make sure we've got this perfect, okay? So let's take a minute, and I'll zoom in on this for you here. Can you read that clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you just slowly, right, slowly and carefully, just read one word at a time, verses 1 through 5, okay? Go ahead. Take your time.
Et die tertio nuptiae facta sunt in Cana Galilee. How do you say Galilee?
Yeah, that's a tough one, right? Galilee. It's 2 A's. Galilee. Okay?
Et erat mater Jesu ibi
Good.
vocatus est autem ibi et Jesus et discipuli Ieus ad neptuies.
Whoa. That was a little crazy. Let's try that word again. Just go one syllable at a time, nice and slow.
Nuptias.
Nuptias. Anytime you see the letter A, it's pronounced ah. Always ah, okay? Nuptias.
Et deficiente vino dicit mater Jesu ad
Nope, not add. Let's start saying ah. Always ah. Okay?
Vinum non habent et dicit Jesus quid mihi et tibi est mulier nondum venit hora mea dicit mater Ieus ministries quodcunque
Very good.
exerit vobis facite.
Okay, so let's talk about a couple things. First of all, the most important rule is take your time and read one syllable at a time, okay? Sometimes where you get a little sloppy and confused, it's because you're trying to read the whole word in one shot instead of just focusing on one syllable at a time, all right? So always read one syllable at a time, nice and slow. It's better to go slow and get it right than to try to read it quickly and get it wrong. So let's just walk through this now, and I'll read each word, and I want you to think about the difference between how you would read it and how I read it, okay? So let's start at verse 1. Et die tertio nuptiae or nuptiae facte sunt in Cana Galileae et erat mater Jesu ibi. Vocatus est autem ibi et Jesus et discipuli eius ad nuptias. Et deficiente vino dicit mater Jesu ad eum. Vinum non habent, et dicit ei Jesus, quid mihi et tibi est mulier. Nondum venit hora mea. Dicit mater eius ministris, quodcumque dixerit vobis facite. What's one difference you noticed between my pronunciation and your pronunciation? Did you notice any differences?
Yeah.
What? Give me one.
I noticed on the third word in verse 1, you use more of a T sound at the second T and not more of like a tur.
Okay.
It was like tur, T-O.
Yeah, so a little clearer on the consonants, right? A little clearer on consonants. One other thing that's different is look at the last word in verse 5, the very last word. You pronounced that as facite, and I pronounced it as facite, right?
Yeah.
So that the letter C, yeah, the letter C, okay, the letter C can be pronounced two different ways in Church Latin. It can be pronounced with the sound k, like cat, right? We see that in the first line where we read kana, kana, the letter C. But then in the last word, we see facite, chite. And the reason, go
And
ahead.
also D-cheat.
That's right, yeah. So the reason why is because whenever the letter C in Latin, in Church Latin, and when we read the Bible, we're reading Church Latin. Whenever the letter C is followed by E or I, it's read with the sound ch, okay? Anytime the letter C is followed by E or I, it's read with the sound ch. So dicit, not dicit, dicit, all right? Facite. So if there's one thing to take away from today's lesson, just try to pronounce those C's either as hard as the letter K in kana or soft as ch in facite and dicit, okay? So that's it for pronunciation. Try to focus on the letter C in your reading, and we'll keep working on things little by little. We'll get better and better as we go. I'm not going to give you 50 things to work on because it'd be impossible to remember them all. So just work on the letter C this week, okay? You got that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Quay is an easier one for me because I was doing the quiz and I couldn't remember how to spell it. So then we like exited and then we were like, and then the next day we were reviewing how to do it. And that's how I learned how to say it.
Yep. And also you'll learn that if you take time to pronounce things clearly and carefully, it will help you remember how to spell it, okay? If you say a word sloppy, if you try to rush and read a word and you say it's sloppy, it's impossible to remember how to spell it, right? You can't even remember what it actually sounds like. So you have to take your time, be careful with pronunciation, and that will help you also to remember the spelling of the words. Okay, so you did very well. Just a couple things to work on, and we'll just keep working on it each week, okay, as we go over your reading and try to get better and better at reading and pronouncing good, clear Latin. Okay, so that was good. How about go word by word and read the Latin word and tell me what it means? You want to try that for verse 1? Let's see how you do. Just read the Latin word and then tell me what it means in English. Go ahead.
Which ones?
Start at verse 1. Start right at the top.
Et and Da is day.
Good.
Tertio. Third.
Good.
Neptue.
No, let's be careful with that word. That's not neptue. Nuptie.
Nuptie.
Look at it carefully. Just look at it carefully. Nuptie. Got it? Okay.
Facta.
What does nuptie mean?
Oh, nuptials.
Nuptials. Yeah, that means wedding vows. Okay, a wedding. Go ahead. Keep going. Good. Very good.
Facta made. Sunt are. In is in. Cana. Gal. It's Cana, and Galilee is Galilee. Et and Erat was mater, mother, Jesu of Jesus, be there.
Very good. Perfect. Let's keep going. Verse 2. You did that pretty well. Let's do verse 2.
Vocatus.
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 Yep.
Called.
Yep, that's right. Called or invited. Very good.
Est is
Mm-hmm.
autumn, however, eb there,
Mm-hmm.
et and Yesu. Wait, but the confusing part of this verse is that et, they're different ones.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's
So the word can have a number of different.
et and then it's Jesus, Jesus, et both.
It's actually the other way around. It's both Jesus and his disciples, right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's good. That's good. You just have to remember that if et and et are used in order like that together, we have to remember that in English we don't say and Jesus and the disciples. We say both Jesus and the disciples. That's the problem is caused by English, not by Latin. Okay.
Discipuli, disciples.
Good.
Yes, his,
Good.
odd,
Good.
who. It's different than the first one. This word.
Yeah,
It's
nuptias. It's a different form. Same word, just a different form. Nuptias.
Nuptials.
That's right. That's right. Okay, very good. So verse 2, that's perfect for verse 2. Let's keep going. Verse 3.
Et and being
one syllable at a time. Read the word. Read the word one syllable at a time.
Deficiente.
Very good.
Being deficient.
That's right.
Vino. In wine.
Very good.
Heat says Mater, mother, Jesu of Jesus, odd to him.
Very good.
Vinum, wine, non, not, haven't. Very good. They have.
Very good. Keep going. Verse 4, you're on a roll. Keep going.
And Dicit says to him, to him, Jesus, Jesus. This is the part that I have a hard time on.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's hard. Okay, so here we have a question, right? Jesus asks a question. Quid mihi et tibi est mulier? Quid. What does quid mean?
I always forget these few words.
Yeah, you know what? Q words, these short Q words are always difficult in Latin. And what you have to do is just pay attention to them and concentrate on them, right? So quid means what? Quid means what?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. Quid mihi. What does mihi mean?
I forgot.
Okay,
I forgot.
No. Hey, that's okay. You already went through 3 whole verses. It's okay. So quid mihi, that means what to me et tibi, and to you est, is it, mulier, woman. What to me and to you is it, mulier? In other words, he's saying, Mary comes to Jesus and says, they have no wine. And Jesus basically says, so what, right? What does that have to do with me and you? Okay.
It's not like I'm not hosting the wedding.
That's right. Yeah, this isn't my wedding feast, right? What is that to me and to you, woman? Okay. And then he says, non dum. What does non dum mean? Do you remember that word?
Not venit. I don't remember that one, but then I can remember the rest.
Non dum means not yet, and then venit means comes or has come. Not yet has come. Hora mea.
Hora, hour, mea, my.
Very good. Let's finish up. Verse 5.
Dicit says, Mater, mother, Jesus.
No, not Jesus. Look, no, not Jesus. Be careful. Read each syllable. How do you read that?
Jesus.
Eius.
Eius.
Eius. 2 syllables. Eius.
Him.
Or his. Of him. His. Okay? Keep going.
And then 2 servants.
That's right.
Ministries.
That's right.
Servants.
Mm-hmm.
Quod cumque. Do whatever he shall have said.
Well, hold on a second. You can't just blitz through that there. Quod cumque. What does that mean? Just one word. Quod cumque. First word of that sentence. Just whatever.
Do whatever.
Whatever. No, just whatever. Quod cumque. Whatever. Whatever dixerit. What is dixerit?
He shall have said.
Very good. That's right. Whatever he shall have said. Vobis.
I also have a hard time with the V words.
That's okay. It's okay. Vobis means to you. Whatever he shall have said to you, vobis, facite. What does facite mean? Do it. Whatever he says to you, do it. That's what Mary says to the servants. Whatever he says to you, do it. Okay, so you did great. You did great. A couple words you got stuck on. You got stuck on the question, quid mihi et tibi est. That's a hard passage to translate, so that's okay. And then when you got down to the very last part of the last sentence, starting at quod cumque, it seemed like you struggled with quod cumque to get that word right. But everything else was great, so that's a very good job. Our desire here was just to work on pronunciation and check vocabulary, and out of all of those words, you probably got 3 or 4 maybe that you struggled with, so that was great. All right, very good. So that's all for Latin reading.